And finally, we got to the next tool, which is ceiling, as you can see on the screen. Anyway, by using this tool, we can create ceilings or reversed plan. In Revit software, as I mentioned before, when you create a level, you got the ceiling plans as well, as you can see. I opened the north view. Watch this. For modeling ceilings, we don't need to draw levels. I mean, in the ceilings are projecting the floor plans. I mean, in ceiling plans, if I click on level 1, as you can see, it means we are opening level 1. Watch this, level 1, not ceiling plan. But we can consider the offset from the level, 2 meters, 1 meters, or whatever we need. And as you know, the required offset or height for the ceiling is predefined based on some standards that you can search for them and to read about them more, that I think you may find it helpful. Anyway, let us continue. For instance, there are specified values for heights for the rooms, I don't know, bathrooms, living rooms, offices, that if you are an engineer, you must know about these details and issues while you're modeling the projects. But here we just want to talk about the function of ceiling, to create a ceiling in Revit software and how to use it in the projects. And you must know the standards of the values and heights to use them in the software. And the next point here is that in ceilings we are looking at the project from the bottom view, while in floor plan we got a view from top. So the point of view of floor plan and ceiling plan are reversed, or actually they are opposite to each other. So in other words, in floor plan, the point of view is from top to bottom, but in ceiling plan we look from the bottom. No, as in real world, that if you want to look at to the ceiling plan or to the ceiling, you have to look it up above your head. And while you want to look at to the floor, you look at the bottom. Anyway, this was about their views. I open level 1 ceiling plan. Watch this. Then from ceiling, I click on ceiling, or I select it. As soon as I click on it, we'll have two options: automatic ceiling and sketch ceiling, that enables us to create a ceiling based on a selected walls or sketch lines. In automatic ceiling, we can create a ceiling at a specified distance above the level in which it resides. So it recognizes the room boundings, the rooms, and then it adds the ceilings automatically. Here let me open level structural level 1, and then I add a column here. Watch this, structural columns, concrete, rectangular. Then I choose the type based on height up to level 2 structural. Then I add it. Watch this, one more, I rotate it, and the other one at the bottom. Then we align them, setting the preferred core face, and then by this way, and this one, and the last one. Done. Afterwards, I wanna open the section view, check the height of the column. I open the section view again, here, correct. Then I open level 1 ceiling plan. Here we got the windows. So I should move these columns. Again, I select ceiling, automatic ceiling. As you can see, the boundaries are highlighted. If I click on it, then it will be created. The walls are recognized. but the columns are not recognized, so only the walls are considered here. That automatic ceilings are being created like this. So here ceilings are considered. In type selector we got two types of ceiling, basic ceiling and compound ceiling. Basic ceiling is a ceiling that its thickness is 0, and we can only specify material for it, for a surface. It got no thickness. But in compound ceiling we can edit the assembly just like floors, just like walls. We can add or insert layers, consider the functions, specify materials, thicknesses, wraps. Actually not wraps. Here let me make you an example here in the CAD file. Let's see what do we have. However, we got multiple types of ceilings, but note that here let me see in this part that we got the ceilings here. As you can see, we got some runners and studs that there are some considered heights for the profiles, that if you want to consider 25 or 5 centimeters for them for the thickness and 1 centimeter for the surface, so we'll have 6 centimeters. However, sometimes we don't need the underlay layers, but we can fill the gap by specifying a value for thickness like 5 centimeters by this way. So this is related to the underlay section that we want to fill it. And for finishing, we can consider tiles, we can consider whatever materials we want. Okay, so the differences between basic and compound or generic. Basic ceiling doesn't have thickness, but in compound we can define a thickness for them. And we got the plain type by default. We got the gypsum board on it. If I use this panel, then we can see it. I delete the architectural column. Again, I select ceiling, selecting the type of the ceiling. Here we specify the level, height offset from level. For instance, here we consider the height of the ceiling, for example 2700s, room bounding or not, and slope, perimeter, area, volume, that they will be shown after adding the ceiling. And as we select the room boundings, they will be highlighted, and then the ceiling will be created automatically. Then we'll have the slope, perimeter, area, and volume. Watch this, and then I click for adding it automatically. And right now, if I open the 3D view here, 1 to 20, then I add the section box. Watch this. Here we can see the ceiling, as you can see, at the specified height. And I want to emphasize that the ceiling is only considered as a surface that we can add it between the two floors, between two levels, that we use it for designing the roof or covering the structural part of the roof, or we can fill the gap between ceiling and floor or slab with installations like ducts. Now these are the cases that we use ceilings in the projects. And after drawing the ceiling, we can select it, then modifying the height offset from level. We got no limitness, 2600s by this way. Or if it was required, we can edit the boundary. Watch this, we can edit the sketch like this way. And these are the items that we can use them while modeling the ceiling.